Good morning, everyone. It is Kristen with Winter Maven Tarot bringing you your weekly Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine reading. And the title of today's reading, what we're doing today is, what would the Divine Masculine say to us if we were able to sit down and have an open, intimate, honest conversation with our Divine Masculine? What would they actually tell us? Now, keep in mind, these readings are for twin flame couples or soulmate couples who are in some sort of separation, whether it's you have intermittent contact with them or no contact whatsoever. So I pulled cards for the Divine Masculine. I did pull some for the Divine Feminine also, and then I've got a bunch of cards off the screen right now that I've pulled to help us figure out what the Divine Masculine, especially in the 5D, is trying to tell us. So to begin, I pulled the Ten of Pentacles for the Divine Masculine, which is the ultimate achievement, the Two of Swords, which is stalemate and indecision, and the 17, the Star card, which is universal alignment. This is also an Aquarian card. So when I look at all of these, in addition to the creativity card here, this tells me that the Divine Masculine is really focused on his material world right now, right? Really focused on the 3D experience, whether it's building wealth, securing his future, working hard to feel stable, perhaps to get himself out of debt. A lot of energy and a lot of focus is going there. And at the same time, if he were sitting across the table from you and you were having a conversation, I think one of the main things he would say is, I'm not quite sure where I want this connection to go. I'm not quite sure what I believe about this connection or whether or not I actually believe in it. I can't get out of my own way right now. And I can only focus on one thing at a time. So right now, my focus is on me and my wealth. And all of my energy is going towards that. I don't see any significant ties to a karmic partner here. So I really think they are inwardly focused right now. They are really focused on themselves, and not so much in a selfish manner like me, myself, and I, but how do you move forward if you don't feel as though you have anything to offer? So I want you to keep that in mind as we move forward through this reading. I do believe also, especially with this universal alignment card here, that if the two, not the Two of Swords, I'm sorry, if your Divine Masculine were sitting across from you, he would ask you for time. Because when this Star card pops up, this is about that deep-seated soul knowledge, the faith that something is happening behind the scenes, even if you can't quite put your finger on it yet. So in the 5D, you do have this connection. You have a soul connection to them. So I believe while they are getting their life in order, while they're literally putting their proverbial ducks in a row, while they're wrapping their brain around the idea that there is a decision that will have to be made in regards to this connection, that you have faith. The universal alignment card, the Star card, tells us there is a soul connection. Don't walk away, don't give up, and don't let go. Okay? You can surrender your attachment to the outcome. Their journey is just that. It's their own. We can't force it. We can't control it. We can't push them towards anything. Okay? They're asking us to just have faith and to give them time while they make the decision that, they need to make, quite frankly. Now, when it comes to the Divine Feminine and the cards that I pulled for you and where you're at right now, so not necessarily what you would tell them, but where you're at and what this, I'm asking you for space and for time. What is that triggering with inside of us? I'm getting the Five of Cups, okay, the Five of Pentacles, and then the Four of Wands, plus a surrender card, which is interesting because I said surrender earlier, and it did pop up for you in this reading. What we're battling right now is the great void between us. What is the void between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine? What is that void, that darkness, that empty space where we don't know what's going on with them? We're battling feelings of we don't have enough, lack. We're battling isolation and feeling unfulfilled. Okay, so those are the two major cards. What the Four of Wands is telling us, and this is about foundation and commitment, again, same placement, honestly, as the Star card for the Divine Masculine. This is asking us to let go of the 3D worries, all right? To surrender and have faith that behind the scenes on a soul level, things are shifting in our favor, All right. So once again, when we talk about the divine feminine and what does she do during all of this downtime while we're waiting for the divine masculine to catch up on this journey, it's really go back to perhaps your inner child issues or previous relationship issues and the baggage that we're carrying that triggers this sense of a lack of faith in ourselves, a lack of faith in our ability, a lack of faith in our self-worth, that we're not enough, we don't have enough, and we're not happy. Okay? So this is allow yourself to fall and have faith that all will be well. Detach from the outcome. Something to keep in mind, especially when it comes to this surrender card. This isn't about giving up, and I can't stress that enough. In the biblical terms, when you surrender to something, it's about giving up. I'm not asking you to raise the white flag of defeat. What I am asking you to do is realize that it is our attachment to situations and our attachment to outcomes and our thoughts around it that create our sense of suffering and lack. And in order to live our best life now, and in a 3D sense, that void where we are connected on a soul level, surrendering, releasing our suffering allows our vibration to rise. Okay, and that will attract the divine masculine like a bee to honey. He's going to follow our energetic footprint. So when we react in a place of contentment, fulfillment, harmony, and faith that all will be well, he is going to be able to do so also. So when you look at this Two of Swords, especially with the stalemate and indecision, how is that energy mirroring our own? Okay, so if you look at it, he really only has one slightly lower vibration card, whereas the divine feminine have two. Okay, so if he's matching us, and if we don't correct this Two of Swords may actually expand and may become a Three of Swords or a Four of Swords, all of which are delay, karmic interference, postponement. So if we want to speed the process up a little, we really have got to tone down the lower vibrations here and work on raising our vibrations, having faith. I'll get to these cards in a moment because this is really about seeing the big picture, to help him move out of this lower vibration energy and into a place of perhaps even the Ace of Swords where he's capable of making a decision that moves him in your favor. All right, so balance your energies out. This is a mirrored reading. Now, I did pull some Moonology cards, and it's the first time I believe that I've pulled cards for this reading. And we've got, look at the big picture, full moon in Sagittarius. A new start is coming, the new moon card, and a time for healing. I actually pulled these cards first, before I even touched the tarot and the twin flame cards. So what these cards are asking you to do, and when you're like, all right, Kristen, how do I raise my vibration so I can mirror this positive energy back to my twin flame over that void? And it's, let's not get lost in the moment, okay? On a day-to-day basis, it's very difficult to not be in communication with your twin flame, to not feel attached to him in the 3D, to not be getting the information that you need to make yourself feel better. However, a decision is going to be made. Okay? And things are going to get better. You are going to move into a positive time. Now, all three of these cards are incredibly positive. And this is step back from the minutia. Don't get lost in the details trying to figure out what he's doing. Okay, trying to wonder what he would say to you if he were sitting across from you. What would he say? Give me a little bit of time. I'm figuring things out. Okay, I'm lining my ducks up. I'm making everything right inside of myself. So when I do show up for you, I am a whole, complete person, that I'm fully engaged and in alignment with where you are. Our job, remember, mirroring energy, is to make sure we're okay. And I know I've said this week after week after week. Use these triggers as an opportunity to heal. Okay, if not now, when? You don't want him showing up at a lower vibration because it'll be a chaotic union between the two of you. And you want there to be peace, and you want there to be harmony, and you want there to be fulfillment between the two of you. So as he's asking for space, the energy that you want to be sending him is not insecurity, lack, a sense of poverty or impoverishment on a soul level. It's harmony, hope, and a sense of expansion, that this has somewhere to go. I love the Sagittarian energy because it's very passionate. It's very fiery. It's let's get in there and let's do the work that we need to do. Let's get on with it. Let's pull those fences down, and let's run. Okay? Sagittarian, the Centaur, they want to run. They love those big open fields and those wide open vistas and what's on the horizon. Start working towards what's on the horizon, because if you do the work, the divine masculine is there. Now, what's interesting is I pulled a few cards, like I said, off camera. And one of the cards that I pulled was my surrender deck, and it is surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. This card fits in perfectly with where the divine feminine is, all right? Don't get stuck in this lower energy. It does not serve you, and it's going to slow the process down. You are literally creating your own speed bump when you don't go with the flow. Now, these are some fun cards that I've had on my shelf for a while. This is an Animal Magic deck, and I pulled a card around the energy for the divine masculine. What I came up with was the Roadrunner, and it was keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. So once again, the mirroring image of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The divine feminine, you're being told to surrender your stubbornness, and the Roadrunner is basically mirroring back to the masculine. I want you to have fun while you're going through this process. I want there to be ease and rest and relaxation around this. I want you to laugh a little bit as you go through this journey. Okay? Because remember, we don't like doing things that are difficult. Okay? We tend to, oops, as I drop everything, we're going to leave those there. We tend to avoid things that we consider to be too much work or too much effort. I'm just going to tuck these over here for now. Here we go. Mercury retrograde, everything's falling apart here. So we tend to avoid that, which causes us some discomfort. No one likes washing their kitchen floor, let's be honest. But while he's doing the work, your energy, when you surrender and you go with the flow, mirrors back and eases the energy around this process for him. Okay? So let go and release so he can actively, oh, it's interesting how everything fell down. It forced me to line up the creativity, which is proactive, fun, and expansive, with the Roadrunner. He gets to have fun and he gets to chase his horizons and pursue what he wants, which ultimately will be you. So have faith in that. And finally, as always, I pulled a few divine masculine, divine feminine cards. Just messages from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. And the first card I pulled was, I feel damaged, like I can't do this. So this is a major issue for the divine masculine. When you talk about that Two of Swords on his side and what he wants to tell you, he needs time to get to a place where he feels confident and secure enough in himself to approach you. Remember, we want to be whole and complete when they approach us. And quite frankly, none of us are Bob Vila. This shouldn't be a fixer-upper project. We want them to be as whole, healthy, and complete as they possibly can. Give him some time to do what he needs to do in order to make peace within himself and to take care of the emotional baggage that he's dealing with. The second message that I pulled is, oh, here we go. I've never forgotten you, even though you think I have. Okay, so once again, it's that awful void in between with you not knowing where he is, what he's doing, and the lack of communication. All right, he's telling you you are ever present on his mind. All right, so you are that constant thread that drifts through his through his thoughts, in and out of his thoughts all day long, even if he's off traveling the world or busy with work or building his empire. You're still part of the reason why he's doing what he's doing, even if he consciously is not aware of it, okay? Trust your soul connection. And the last card I pulled is, I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. So what would your divine masculine say to you if you were sitting across the table from you? I need a little more space. And please just have faith that I'm doing the work that I need to do for me before I can come to you. All right, remember, there's no pushing this. There's no making this go any faster than it possibly can. And the key for the divine feminine really is heal your triggers, okay? Have faith that in the void between you and the divine masculine, important work is being done in the 5D. And remember that the energy you carry is what you mirror back to the divine masculine. So please work on raising your vibration, surrender to the outcome, and have faith that a new start is coming for the two of you, and that the two of you, when you do join in union, will be a full, complete, healthy, and happy unit. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you next week.